What's up, guys? How y'all doing? What's up to Bradley in the chat, man? How you guys doing? Listen, guys. So I had to kind of go live for a short amount of time for this one because, well, it's kind of breaking news in the Giants world. How you guys doing? Hope you guys are all doing fine. Nate Solder is officially opting out of the NFL regular season. This upcoming 2020 season. So, and I just realized I have this playing here because I had to check my stream health. So, but yeah, what's up to everybody? I'm gonna let a couple more people get in. What's up, nerding out sports and all that. So, first and foremost, this isn't exactly a surprise. I mean, it kind of hurts the team, but it's not exactly a surprise. Get your thoughts in there. Put your thoughts in the chat and whatnot. How do you guys feel about this? What do you guys think about Nate Solder opting out? What do you think about him sitting out the NFL regular season? Put your thoughts on that in the chat right now. Part of the reason I went live is because I want to speak directly to you guys and get this covered as quickly as possible. But, hey, man, look at this, man, July 21st. It's not exactly, or it shouldn't exactly be a surprise. In this video, I said, and I was mostly referring to the fact, talking about his son and whatnot, that Solder could opt out because his son was going through cancer problems and whatnot, because his son is recovering from cancer and all that. So I was saying that for about a week now, and shout out to Empire Sports Media. They were the first people, I think, to ever even suggest the idea that Solder might opt out. That's where I got the idea from. I didn't think about it because it didn't click in my mind that the dude had a kid that's going to be more at risk than anybody else. You know what I mean? I'm going to get to your questions in a minute. Bradley's saying who's the most realistic free agent that we sign. I don't know yet, but with Solder gone, it does free up a good amount of cap space. People say he's only getting $300,000. I just want to put that out there. That's a lie. He's getting $3 million because he was already on the roster past the roster bonus. Once you're on the roster past March 18th, you get that $3 million roster bonus that was in Soldier's contract. So he has that, plus the $350,000 stipend. So I think all in all, Solder's still going to get around $3,350,000 this year, which is definitely, a good amount for him to support his family and support his kid through cancer treatment and whatnot. What's up to Raphael, Joel, AV Sport, Kuzan? How you guys doing? Raphael says it's Matt Pert or Cam Fleming. Now, I think this is a shoe-in for Andrew Thomas. I think, without a doubt, Thomas is going to be the most... I think the safest guy to put in there, to put in at the left tackle spot now. And then over on the right side, Raph, I think at right tackle it's going to be Matt Pert or Cam Fleming. But I think for sure it's going to be Andrew Thomas on the left tackle side now. I think he's the guy most prepared to take up the job. And even before Solder opted out, I said I was for Thomas to go there. But now, overall, the thing that matters the most now is that these guys have like less than a month to prepare for the season. So that's still in play. So for all I know, for all we know, maybe Cam Fleming is still the dude that starts at left tackle, even though I really don't want that. He's the swing tackle, and he's supposed to be there for depth and maybe to help these guys learn a little bit, but he's not supposed to be a starting left tackle. I think it's a shoe-in now that Andrew Thompson is going to start over on the left side. Joel says, good for Solder taking care of his family, and now Thomas starting at left tackle. Exactly. I can't fault Nate Solder for going this route. Big props to him. He still is giving up around $16 million to, because he's earning the $3 million. He's still giving up $16 mil. He definitely thought this through, and he has his priority straight 100%, putting his family first. So I can't fault him for that at all. I said that in this video as well. I'm like, if this happens, nobody can blame Nate Solder for anything. Nobody can blame Nate Solder because he's doing what's right. You know what I'm saying? As a parent and whatnot, he's doing what's right. The most realistic free agent, that's the second time you asked that, Bradley. I'm not sure yet, but it's not out of the question now that the Giants signed some bigger ticket people. I'm not going to say it's going to happen, but it's not out of the question now that Clowney happens. I mean, Clowney was asking the Jets to come and get him. Before, when Clowney was first hit the market, he was saying, hey, yo, I only want to go to a team that's going to win. The Jets are definitely not that. So he's kind of in the picture now. I don't know, maybe Logan Ryan, even though I don't think Logan Ryan's going to cost that much, is in the picture. For all we know, we extend Marcus Golden a little bit. I don't know. There's not that many, big-name free agents even left. You know what I'm saying? So I don't even know if we, to be honest with you, who would we sign other than Clowney? I mean, is there anybody that the Giants are looking to sign right now? Maybe you guys have some names that are slipping my mind. Put it down there in the chat. It makes sense for him based on health concerns for him and his family. Exactly on Nerding Out Sports. That's why I can't really, hate on it or anything like that. Jack Lash says, do I think Matt Pert will start? Will they sign or make a trade for somebody? Now that's interesting. So Jack, are you referring to left or right side? First let me know that, because I think Andrew Thomas is going to start at left tackle for sure now, and then our right side is going to be Cam Fleming or Matt Pert. In terms of making a trade, you see now that's an interesting way we could actually use that extra money we're getting. I'm not sure. I want to pull up real quick. I'm not sure exactly how the money is going to work, but let me highlight right here so you guys can see. Players can opt out and receive a stipend for the 2020 season. Those NFL players considered high risk to COVID-19 receive a $350,000 stipend plus an accrued season towards free agency if they opt out. Players without risk will receive $150,000. So Solar's going to get $350,000, but he's also getting $3 million because he was already on the roster past March 18th. I'm not sure if this article states it, but one of the articles I came across, they were like, he's still going to get $3 million because that was the roster bonus, and he was on there past the date suggested for the roster bonus. So there's that. Is it in the Giants article? I'm not sure if it's in the Giants article, but one of these articles that I read, he's not getting just, $300,000. He's still getting a good amount to support the family and whatnot. Let me get back to the chat. What's up, Harrison Jolly, bro? How you doing? A lot of teams will definitely be rusty during week 1. Yo, this is what I said, when did I say this? But earlier this week, in one of my videos this week, I was like, we're going to see a lot of sloppy football, man. And I actually made a tweet about it. I was like, for the first month or maybe even 2 months of football, it's going to be really sloppy and it's going to be ugly football. And the worst part is you might even see injuries, man. Like, we all know injuries are a common thing in the NFL, but you might see some, like, I don't know, you might see it at a more increased rate than usual because these guys are not going to be completely physically ready. Man, we're talking less than a month. If I pull up my calendar, I don't think you guys would see it because my face is blocking it, but padded practices for the Giants start on August 17th. The season starts like 2-3 weeks after that. There's no way in the world they're going to be physically ready for that. And not only is it going to be sloppy, but you talk about injuries, man, I don't know. Let me get back to the chat right here. Mr. Icy says Logan Ryan. Yeah, a lot of people are saying Logan Ryan. What's up, Engraven Vids in the chat, bro? Guys, go check out Engraven Vids. He is a Ravens/General NFL YouTuber. Check him out. Listen, Logan Ryan, I said, that's the name I threw out. I'm not sure. I don't think he's going to cost that much money, if I'm be honest with you guys. But now that we do have a bit more cap space, once again, not completely sure how the cap works out now that Solar is gone. If they're basically going to give us the money that he doesn't earn, that means we get $16 million back. But I don't think it's going to be completely like that. Logan Ryan, I mean, at this point, yeah, sure, go ahead, sign him, I guess. He'll slide right in as slot cornerback. Then for the second outside corner, I would guess we would shift Darnay Holmes over there. I said I would love Darnay Holmes to play the slot cornerback several times because I think that's where he excels. But at UCLA, he was their #1 outside cornerback, so it's not like he doesn't have any experience there at all. So Logan Ryan's a name you could throw out. Like I said, Clowney's a name you can throw out now at this point. They got, like, pretty late in the offseason a good amount of cap space. I mean, but the thing is, it's like, I don't know if we necessarily need Logan Ryan, right? And that might sound stupid, but the reason I'm saying it is because I think at slot cornerback, whoever wins that job, I think will be fine. We need an outside cornerback, and Logan Ryan is not an outside cornerback. Edward Chan, that's what I was saying. On the cap situation, it's not exactly clear. We know Solar is going to get a stipend of $350,000. In addition to that stipend, he has the roster bonus of $3 million because he was on the roster past March 18th, which means that he's not earning around, like, I want to say, because his cap hit is like 19 mil, right? Let me pull back up the New York Post article because I think this was the one with the most accurate, So he was set to make a $9.9 million in base salary and count $19.5 million on the 2020 salary cap. And they didn't really say anything else about that. So $19.9 million plus that's basically $10 million plus the $3 million roster bonus. So I think we're probably getting that 9.9 back because he has the roster bonus. As of, like, literally, you go on any website, none of them are really saying what's up with the cap situation, right? Because this is still a developing story, and in fact, for the NFL, figuring out the cap is still a developing story. So Fleming should start, and then Matt Pert is going to start the next season and around the mid-season mark this year. I think that's excuse me, my throat. I think that's what's going to happen. I think Fleming's going to start I don't know if he's going to start for 8 games, half of the season. But I think Fleming is going to start for maybe the first 3 or 4, maybe 5 games, and then Matt Purr is going to step in. 100%. I can't see anybody but Andrew Thomas just going out there starting at left tackle. But with that being said, I want to ask you guys to temper your expectations. Now that Andrew Thomas is, almost for sure going to start at one of these positions, I want you to temper your expectations. He's not going to come in and blow us away like we expected him to because of the situation with training camp and because of how much time he actually has to prepare. He has a month at most, realistically speaking, less than a month to prepare for the NFL, to practice for the NFL. It's going to be sloppy. Rookie years are meant to be sloppy, but it's going to be worse than usual. And this is not just for Thomas. I believe this is going to happen for all rookies across the board. But I just kind of want us to temper our expectations a little bit. And this is coming from a big Andrew Thomas fan, you know what I'm saying? I think this pretty much guarantees Solder is back next year. I'm going to say it right now. I think he's either going to retire this year or the Giants are going to cut him after this year. Because, all this really does for us, low-key, is this gets Solder off the books a year earlier for us. This is what we wanted. It's kind of crazy, right? This is what we wanted, especially in terms of cap situation, too, because I know we're not going to take a cap hit. This is exactly what we've wanted for, since 2018, since we signed the guy. But now we're kind of put in a weird situation that he's gone. I don't know. It's like a catch-21 kind of. We are not signing a center. I see that Joel said maybe we look at a center with the money that's freed up. We're not signing a center because Shane Lemieux can play it or Pulley. Pulley not the answer. Jalapeno beat out Pulley and others rookies need experience. In terms of the center position, that's definitely one they might look to address with the money. That's another position kind of like the slot cornerback where it's like I don't think we necessarily need to sign somebody. If we do, they better be 100% better than what we already have on the roster on both sides. So if we sign a slot cornerback, sure, let it be Logan Ryan. He's one of the top 10 slot cornerbacks in the league. If we sign a center, better be a top 10 center in the league because I think the guys that are battling for the position right now can do an okay job. What is that? What is that? Is that my eyebrow? What in the world? I think that's my eyebrow. That looks weird. Anyway, I'm going to have to check that out later. But yeah, if we sign a center, it's going to be somebody that I want them to be 100% better than what we already have on the team. Because we got Pulley, Lemieux, Nick Gates, according to some people, battling out for that position. I think the center is going to go kind of the way the right tackle is going to go, with the veteran starting the first couple of games and then maybe the rookie stepping in, a little bit down the line in the season. Yeah, it's not what we wanted. It is what we wanted, but the circumstances suck. Exactly. So now, I didn't actually get to read the statement yet. I'm just going to read it kind of both for myself and for those in the chat who maybe didn't read it yet because I feel like I need to go over it. This is the official statement from the Solder family. They says, "My family and I have been praying, wrestling, and listening to God about our current circumstances and whether it is best that I play football this season. Our primary goal is to pursue God and listen to the Holy Spirit in everything we do. As hard as that can be and as daunting as what He asks us to do can seem, we have come to believe, trust, and wait on the Lord. That is why we have chosen to pause for this season. Our family has health concerns, most notably our son's ongoing battle with cancer, as well as my own bout with cancer. We also welcomed a new addition to our family this spring, a baby boy. With fear and trembling, we struggle to keep our priorities in order, and for us, our children's health and the health of our neighbors comes before football. We fully recognize that being able to make a decision like this is a privilege. I deeply miss my teammates, coaches, and everyone in the Giants organization. I want to thank them and all my friends and fans who continue to support me and my family through the highs and lows. As scary and bleak as it can sometimes be, we know that God of the universe has all things under His control and His plans will always be for our good. Love, Nate, Lexi, Hudson, Charlie, and Emerson. Nate, his wife, and their children. Definitely something, a heartfelt statement from Solder and his family. 100% I can see that this was a tough decision from him, but at the end of the day, when it comes between choosing your child's well-being and essentially life and football, he has his priorities straight 100%. What's up to the sports influencer? He says, "I'm happy. Feel bad for Nate, but let's go." That's what I was saying right before you tuned in, sports influencer. This is exactly what we've been asking for 2 years now. We've been asking to get Nate Solder off the books, and it's even better than that because we're not going to get a cap hit. It's just that the circumstances that led to it sucks. And something else I want to bring up that came up in my mind while reading the statement, I don't think anybody is talking about right now, is the fact that this takes away a leader from the team. Whether we like Solder or not, he was voted on by players of the New York Giants for 2 years in a row to be a team captain on the offense, which means he was a major team leader in the locker room. These guys looked at him as a leader, and they respected him as a leader, and they elected him as a leader. That is gone now. You're missing a leader from the locker room. God knows how that potentially, messes up a locker room dynamic, or who they're going to replace, who's going to step into that role as a new leader, not a Solar is gone. And also, of course, getting back to Andrew Thomas having less time to prepare for the NFL season, now he doesn't even have a legitimate mentor there. Sure, you could argue Cam Fleming now steps into the role of mentoring, as the veteran tackle, mentoring Andrew Thomas, helping him learn and whatnot. But Cam Fleming isn't anything compared to Nate Solder. Even though Solder has been bad for the Giants, Solder has been in the league long enough and, has had a stretch in his career where he was one of the better tackles in the league. Unfortunately, not with us, but while he was with the Patriots, and I'm sure he could have taught some things to Thomas. I hope, and that Cam Fleming can teach the things to Thomas as well. But I think Fleming might have his hands full with Matt Pert, because I fully expect Matt Pert to start by the end of the season at the very latest. So there's that dynamic also. Who in the world is going to mentor the two tackles? That's why I'm kind of like temporary expectations a little bit. While Solder was bad for us last year and now he's gone and you expect the team to improve, there is very much the same chance the tackle play is exactly the same as it was last year. And that's obviously the worst case scenario, but those are two rookies stepping in with limited time, limited preparation, and no real mentor, stepping in right there and starting at the two tackle positions. So if that does happen, I would ask us to temper our expectations a bit. Rictonimus Prime says, bro, as a leader, as a left guard, or as a veteran, the dude was more of a liability than anything. He was horrible. I can't disagree with you. Like I just said, Nate Solder had his worst 2 years of his career with the Giants. But I think it definitely does something in terms of, not being there to help mentor Andrew Thomas, who already has less time to prepare for the NFL. He has like less than a month. And as a leader, like I said, we might not like him, but for some reason, he was elected by the players. Not by coaching staff, not by management, by the players. Team captains are selected by the players. That's all I was trying to say. The Colombo hiring is even bigger now for him to mentor the rookie tackles. That's a good point. And that's a great point you bring up there on Nerding Out Sports. This is where Mark Colombo is going to have to earn his money. Mark Colombo is one of the best, if not the best, offensive line tackles in the offensive line coaches in the league. This is where he's going to earn his money, and he's going to have to come on here and really show that if he can get these tackles prepared. Being a veteran doesn't mean anything. Just pass on bad habits. I would disagree with saying that Nate Solder would only pass on bad habits. That's where I would disagree with. But I do agree with just because you're a veteran doesn't automatically mean you're a good leader. But once again, I'm just gonna say this: we weren't the ones that elected him leader, man. It was the players in that locker room. You think the players in that locker room don't realize that Nate Solder stunk up the joint 2 years in a row, but still for 2 years in a row they elected him as a captain? That's the point I'm trying to get across here. I'm not trying to argue he was a good player for us. Nate Solder was a terrible player for us. That's why we wanted him off. But if you guys have anything else, any other, concerns, questions, or any other, thoughts you want to throw it in there in the chat. I'll address it a little bit, but I'll probably end this stream really soon. If we go through the Giants article that they put out on it, it has Solder's statement, and I'm going through this now. This is what Joe Judge had to say in No Source. So this is going to be interesting. It says, I spoke with Nate this morning, Judge said. We were together in New England, obviously, and he's always been a thoughtful, conscientious person. Ultimately, he made the decision because it's the right thing to do for him and his family. We support Nate and Lexi and their children, Hudson, Charlie, and Emerson. Our concern is for them and their well-being, their health and their well-being. And then it was Hudson, the 5-year-old, who was diagnosed with the Wilms tumor in both kidneys at 3 months old. Wow, and it was during the Giants' bye week last season that he went through the surgery and the round of chemotherapy. That's absolutely terrible. But as you can see, he did have communication with Judge and whatnot and the coaching staff. So yeah, Hal Hunter had a lot to do with Solder regressing. That was our last offensive line coach, right? I don't know how much he had to do with it, but the entire coaching staff last year, for all I care, was bad except for special teams and the wide receivers coach. So maybe he did. I think we do get $16 million. Okay, I know. Hey, at the very least, we're not going to get a cap hit. We're not going to be penalized for this, which is amazing. Justin Britt at center, if he's healthy, becomes a real option. Nerding Out Sports. Hey man, all I'm gonna say is listen, have you seen my video on Justin Britt, bro? I think I have one of my vids from a couple of weeks ago where I was like 4 free agents the Giants could sign. Uh yeah, I can't really find it right now. It doesn't matter. But I was like 4 free agents the Giants could sign. One of them I brought up was Justin Britt, the former Seattle Seahawks center, who I think is still a free agent. Listen, he's not one of the best. He's not a top five for sure. But I mean, he might be better than the current options on the team right now. I mean, why not go out? Even then, this was before we got cap space and we could have afforded Justin Britt. So now we definitely can. I believe this may be the best coaching staff offensively in a long, long time. Our defense coaching staff is very questionable, so Colombo equals the X factor. And I agree with you there, Rectonimus. This is probably the best coaching staff offensively we've had since 2008, 2007, 2008. I might be exaggerating it a little bit, but I have extremely, I have an extreme, confidence in the offensive coaching staff. And you're right, Colombo, just like Nerding on Sports brought up, he's going to be the X factor now. This is where he's going to shine. This is where Colombo's going to have to earn his stripes, man. Dale Langford, did you say something beforehand? I didn't see you say something beforehand, but you're saying you mean 0 good players. I did not see you beforehand, so I'm not sure what you're correcting there. But in terms of the Giants article, we got a quote from the head coach, Joe Judge. I think that might be it. It says Solar 32, Giants free agent in 2018. Left guard Will Hernandez, defensive tackle Dalvin Thompson, and Solar were the only Giants to start every game in the 2018 to 2019 seasons. I did not know that. And I just got a super chat, it seems. Shout out to OGR Sports. Thank you for the super chat, OGR. You guys see the little animation there. Go over to OGR Sports, check out his channel. He says, bro, you the man. Thank you, you the man. But we definitely have plenty to discuss this Sunday. LOL, for sure. And even because we do the Sunday, the square table is what I like to call it. It rotates between my channel, Kid Blues channel, OGR's channel, and sometimes, eventually, we're going to hope Hearthstone Media's channel. This Sunday will be on Kid Blues. In fact, tonight, don't forget to tune in tonight to the Young Guns podcast at 9 o'clock. We definitely have a lot to discuss tonight as well. But thank you to OGR for the $5 super chat. And this is interesting. I did not know that these guys were the only 3 players to start all games in 2018-2019 season. Just kind of going through the article here because I didn't get a chance to read it, see if there's any other type of quotes or information. This right here that they bring up, of course, the Giants have several candidates to replace Solar at left tackle, including first-round draft choice Andrew Thomas, third-year pro Nick Gates, free agent acquisition Cam Fleming, and Eric Smith, who stepped in when Solar left the game against the Jets last November 10th with a concussion. Eric Smith, I forgot this dude was on the roster. But let's keep it real. This is going to be the guy that's stepping in. I just read the other names. That's going to be the guy that's stepping in. It's going to be Andrew Thomas. It's not going to be Eric Smith. It's not going to be Cam Fleming. Cam Fleming, like I said, at best is probably going to step in on the right tackle side of things. But he's not going to be over there on the left. Eric Smith, is he still actually on? I mean, this is the official Giants website, but let me see something real quick. Eric Smith. Is he like... This is what I get when I look up Eric Smith. So yeah, I mean, let's see, Eric Smith, Giants. He's an offensive. I didn't even know he was still on the team. He apparently is. That was funny though. I ain't gonna lie. Number 79. I mean, I don't even know this dude. So, hey man, let's not play games. It's gonna be Andrew Thomas. Come on now, Giants.com. Stop it with that. But that's really the important stuff from the Giants.com article over there. That was crazy. Hey man, I didn't mean for that to happen. Don't tell Kid Blue that Nick Gay should start at right tackle. Yo, listen, if you guys tune in tonight, I want you guys to spam Kid Blue's chat and say Nick Gay's our right tackle. It's gonna make him explode, man. It's gonna be hilarious to see that happen. But yeah, that's really all I got to cover with the Nate Solder thing, man. I mean, I can quickly look up, his name again, see if there's any new articles that pop up on Google. ESPN put out one a few minutes ago. I'm not really expecting it to be too different from what we already read from Giants.com and the New York Post. If we scroll through, yep, same stuff. They have the statement, the Twitter linked. All right, so in terms of... okay. So it looks like they're saying the same thing in terms of cap space. He was supposed to earn $13 million this year and count $19.5 million against the cap. Now, of that $13 million, for those that are tuning in now, he already got $3 million because of the $13 million, $3 million was a roster bonus. He has that roster bonus because he needs to stay on the team just past March 18th. Obviously, that happened. So he has that $3 million. So, assuming they give us the money back, we'll have $10 million extra in cap space now. And then, in addition to that $3 million, he's going to get the $350,000 stipend because he's considered high risk for COVID-19. Other than that, I think everything else in this article, well, we have a quote from Dave Gettleman here, actually. We have great respect for Nate as a person and a player. General Manager Dave Gettleman said, when he called today, I told him that his fate, family, and football, he's doing what is best for his family. And I agree with him there. And then Joe Judge, we already have this quote from the Giants.com article, and that's about it. It's still not clear what's going to happen with the cap, but I'm just going to assume we're going to get $10 million back. But what does this mean for Matt Peart, John Doe? What this means for Matt Peart, in my opinion, is that he's going to start at right tackle sometime down the line. I'm going to say maybe like week 4 or something. I think Cam Fleming is going to start for the first 2 or 3 weeks. But I don't know why everybody's jumping over our boy Andrew Thomas. I think what this means for Andrew Thomas is that he's definitely slotted into the left tackle role now. That was something we didn't know where he was going to start. We did not know. In fact, technically, we still don't know where he's going to start. But I think he's a slide in for left tackle, and that Matt Peart might become the right tackle sometime down the line. Sajid says the Nate Solder opt-out is not good for us at all. I can see where you're coming from, man. Because even though this is what we wanted and we got no penalty for it, once again, having a rookie start there on limited time, less than a month to prepare for Andrew Thomas and Matt Peart if Matt Peart starts. You know, I was already having concerns just a couple days ago. I was like, I'm not sure how good the football is going to be from rookies this year because of they don't have enough time to prepare. And in addition to that, now, really the only person this, Andrew and Matt can learn from would be Mark Colombo, and I hope he does an amazing job, and Cam Fleming. You know what I'm saying? Those are the only people we can learn from. Nerding Out Sports says, use the cap space to re-sign Tomlinson? Hey, that's a pretty good one, maybe. Maybe. I think it's still going to be a decision for them between Tomlinson and Leonard Williams, though. I think that's still going to be a decision. What is up, Simon? How you doing, man? I'm kind of coming in on the close here where I'm going to end off this stream, probably go for a couple more minutes. But I'm pretty sure we covered all the main points. Not sure what's going to happen with the cap. Best case scenario, we get $10 million back. Worst case scenario, it just stays the same. I don't think we're going to get penalized. Solder is out. I think that spells good thing for the rookies. I think they're definitely going to be the ones that step in. And we got quotes from Gettleman and Judge that we went over in the stream. You know, they definitely, it was a decision that they definitely respected and whatnot. Solder knew Thomas would reap his spot right out of the camp. Solder was no bueno. Hey, I think he made a family decision, but who knows? Maybe he saw that Andrew Thomas was coming for that spot, man. Maybe. I don't know. I can't say that I know. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in with this impromptu live stream. I hope to see you all there tonight on Kid Blues channel for the Young Guns podcast. It's going to be episode 11. We'll definitely talk about this a little bit, you know, along with the cornerback that we signed, Shaquille Taylor. There was a lot of Giants news this week. We'll talk about maybe there's some players that we could sign with the extra cap space if that's what's going to happen. Once again, thank you all for tuning in. Thank you. Shout out to OGR for donating. And I'm out, man.